Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samaya, and today I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit hard for me. I had a lot of self-reflection time, and I feel like I need to address this. I've spoken about my experience and how I was a victim of bullying, but I've never spoken about how I was also a bully. And these are obviously things that if I could go back in time, I would change. And I just want to share it with you guys because I don't want you guys to see only one side, how I went through this and I overcame it and that sort of thing, but not see the other side as well. And I feel like, yeah, I need to share this. So these are just going to be stories of instances where I was a bully. I was pretty horrible, I'm not even gonna lie. And yeah, after reflecting, after, you know, just thinking about what people did to me and how I felt, but then also what I did to people, because it's the same thing. If I didn't like it, why did I do it to other people? And so yeah, it's gonna be hard, but I feel like I have to share it. I feel like it needs to be out there. No one is perfect, and yeah. I did speak to the people who, my victims basically, and I did apologize and we did smooth things over, but I feel like even with that done, I have to share this. So when it all started, when I was in grade 6 and I moved schools, I was bullied then, obviously, you guys know from my previous videos, but there was this girl and she lived nearby, so we would take the same school bus. So the school bus would pick us up and then it would pick her and her little brother up. And she was about 3 years younger than me, I think. She was in my little brother's class. And so whenever we would, you know, go to school, after school, when we would drive back, it was always, we were the last two like families, like me and my brothers and her little brother, to be dropped off, and we were also the first to be picked up. And so I wasn't kind to her at all. There were days when, you know, we were all right, and then there were just days when I was just horrible, really. She would fight back, basically. I'm not physical fighting, but you know, verbal. And whenever it was very on and off because it depended on my mood, and I had this habit of if I looked at someone, sometimes they would just piss me off and I didn't even know why, and I just felt like being malicious towards them and taking out all of my anger on them. And I did that to her basically the entire year, and it wasn't something that I thought twice of. It wasn't something that I thought, okay, if she went home, like, did she cry at night like I used to? Did she not want to come to school because of me? You know, things that I felt. I'd never thought of that when it came to her. I thought, you know, and I guess that's maybe how my bullies thought. They never exactly thought about how I would feel, and I didn't think about how she would feel either. And yeah, I was just malicious to her. Sometimes me and my cousin would, who was like a year younger than me, a girl as well, she would, like we would gang up on her. And sometimes if her brother tried to protect her, and you know, I would start bullying him. And it was like, looking back, it was just horrible because I was in grade 6, and first of all, especially when I was talking, like when I would say horrible things to her brother, he was a kid, he was like in prep, you know? And I look back and I'm thinking, I used to bully a kid like 7 years younger than me. And I don't understand now, like what my mentality then was. But I mean, looking back, I felt really horrible. I feel really horrible about it. And we did talk about it, and we did smooth things over, and I'm glad that, you know, she was able to forgive me. And it's just, I think about like, what if what I did to her permanently affected her? What if, because what I went through in primary school, I got social anxiety from. What if I did something like that to her? And I mean, obviously she's not going to tell me, you know, any of these things, but what if I did something that would affect her permanently? Or something that she's trying to work through now, and that just kind of, I don't know, it kind of hurts. And you would think, I mean, after grade 6, after we left, I didn't see her again. I only saw her on Facebook recently, and like a few years ago, and we talked about it, and you know, she was very sweet about it. She was like, you know, we were kids. Kids do those things, and I don't know, somehow I feel like it doesn't excuse it, but she was forgiving and sweet about it. And I thought, okay, well, I didn't think much of it in grade 6, and then I went into high school, and while I was in high school, like my temper just got worse. It wasn't like I was always angry or anything, but there were times when I would get angry and I would act out. But the thing is, I would never do it in front of a teacher or anyone who would see me. And so no one knew. Well, the teachers didn't know, so I never got in trouble for it. But there was this guy, and I honestly can't even explain why I didn't like him. I just didn't like him. And I didn't see much of him. Like, obviously we weren't in the same class until, was it year 10? Until year 10. We were in the same class, I think either in the same math class or the same class in general. And he was a friend of a friend. And so like we would all sit together, and I was just, oh, I would say the worst things. I can't remember what I would say, but I know it was malicious. I know it was. And sometimes I would even like throw things at him, or hit him with a ruler or something. And it was just like, I don't even know why I did these things. And obviously like he pretended like it wasn't, you know, bothering him, or he would just, as well, like, yeah, he was strong about it, but I don't know deep down how he felt. I don't know if something I did, you know, affected him. And it was just, I just had a horrible temper, and I guess I just wasn't, I don't know, I don't want to say like I wasn't a good person, but I had bad things about me, and I had a bad side. a side that people didn't really know. I mean, people knew about it, but my family, I guess, didn't know about it, in a way, because I used to do the same thing to my sister. I used to be like, but then again, you would think, I wasn't I wasn't violent with her, but we were teenagers, and I was a teenager, she was younger, and we were in the same room, and you know, I felt suffocated and I wanted my own room, and it was just, that was like a sibling thing. But when it's like on a total stranger who basically you just see at school every day, and you don't know them, you didn't bother getting to know them, you just act out against them, it's strange. And I remember when he started dating my best friend, and I was really angry about it, because she knew I didn't like him, but then I kept trying to undermine their relationship. I kept telling her that she could do better and things like that, and there was nothing wrong with him inherently. That's the thing, like, he didn't do anything. It was all me. And I don't understand why I was like that. And looking back, I can say, oh, you know, I blame what I went through and that sort of thing, but I'm not gonna blame my past. I'm not gonna make excuses for myself. I was just horrible to these two people. And I felt that since I spoke to the girl from grade 6, I had to find his Facebook, which wasn't hard. I found his Facebook and I sent him this long message, and we talked about it, and I just, you know, wanted to, whether he would forgive me or not, I just wanted to apologize for what I did. And he was very cool about it as well. He, you know, wished me the best. He said that, you know, it's fine. It was, you know, we were kids, we were just teenagers. It's fine. And I mean, I'm happy that he forgave me, but I still feel like I haven't forgiven myself for hurting them, and it's something that I will need to work through. But I just feel as though I'm lucky that it wasn't like something extreme didn't happen, because what if I bullied someone into suicide? That's something that I would never get forgiveness from them, but also I would never forgive myself. I would never work through that. It would always be in my mind that I caused someone to take their life. And I'm glad that it never came to that, but it's still hard forgiving myself for what I did. And in time, maybe I might, but right now, like reflecting on it, especially when I speak in schools and I speak about my story, but what about other people's story? What about the stories of where I was the villain, you know? I would like to hear, I would like to, you know, get an in-depth, maybe, account of how they felt about me. But obviously I'm not gonna make someone tell me exactly how they felt when they were going through this. But it would be interesting to hear. Maybe it's better or worse than how I see myself then. And, you know, you never know, but still, I still feel like I don't deserve their forgiveness, but I'm glad that they were able to forgive me. If it was me, if my bullies came to me and asked for forgiveness, I'd be happy to. Like, I wouldn't, because it's, you know, things that I don't remember, and it could be the same for them. You know, they could be like, yeah, we don't really, you know, remember, it doesn't affect our lives or anything like that, but still, just because I'm ready, I'm happy to forgive, doesn't mean someone else might be. And even when they do, you still kind of question, oh, you know, are they just saying it, or are they still harboring something? Did I do something that gave them, like, that permanently changed them? And you still have all those questions in your head, and it's not easy really, because at the end of the day, even if they've forgiven you wholeheartedly, I need to learn to forgive myself for my past mistakes. And it's hard, but we are our biggest critics, and my mind is just telling me that, you know, I can't believe you did this, you don't deserve forgiveness, and it's something that I will need to work through. So if you were or are in this position where you did affect someone, or you did bully someone, or that sort of thing, try and find them, talk to them. It would, I mean, for me, it would mean the most. Like, if someone contacted me, it's like, I did this to you in the past, and I'd be like, wow, you know, you still remember, and it would be good. I would feel good that, you know, they remembered and they came back. And but it might not be the same for everyone, you know, people might not be ready to forgive you, but just know that you just let them know that you remember what you did to them, and they need to know that. So, and hopefully maybe don't do it in the future, because once you reflect on what you did, your mistakes and everything, you realize, okay, well, I can't do it again, because how can I be so horrible to someone? And so now I'm always careful about what I say, even on social media. I'm always, even if I look at something and I think a certain way, I always go back, why did I think that way? What did this person, I don't know this person. Why would I think that way of them? Why would I judge them so strongly from a picture, you know? And obviously you'll see a lot of things you disagree with, but people aren't living the same way you're living. Everyone is living their lives differently. And I think that needs to be respected. And that's why even sometimes, you know, you'll be like ready to write a comment, a scathing comment and everything, or a DM or whatever it is. And you have to think about it before you send it. Why did I write this? Do I know this person? Am I disagreeing with their point, or am I attacking them personally? Because if you disagree with someone's point, that's different. You can say, I completely disagree with your point, I think this, that, and the other, but if you start insulting them and attacking them personally, then it's not worth it. Why would you need to do that to begin with? Anyway, this video is a bit heavy for me. It's still something that, you know, I'm constantly trying to better myself with from my past experiences. Obviously, I'm not a perfect human. I will never be a perfect human. I will continue to make mistakes, but I don't want to make the same mistakes that I've made in the past when I can learn from them. And I don't want to hurt someone unnecessarily. I don't want to just, you know, make someone think less of themselves because of what I said. Everyone deserves to think that they're special, they're beautiful, they're intelligent, and I don't think we should judge each other or hurt each other for no reason. Even if there is a reason, just kind of be the better man, better woman, take the high road, and move on. I think that's why at this point in time, like if someone insults me or someone says something racist towards me, I don't respond, because it's not worth it. And I've gotten that, and I've gotten criticisms whenever I do videos, whenever I post pictures, and it's always the same group of people. They don't look at the content of what I'm posting, they look at me, and then they talk about me. So they say something about me. So whether it's, I've gotten, are you going bald? People just, you know, think my real hair is a wig because of, you know, my hairline. And, you know, just, which was an insecurity back in the day. So if someone said it back then, it would have been like, oh my God, I'm never posting a single picture. But now I just laugh it off, because honestly, you know, what can you do? It's my hairline. So I just say, you know, no, I'm not. Funny enough, I have a picture of me as a baby, and I still have this hairline, you know, I still look like I'm going bald. So, but there will always be people who talk crap, who attack you for being you. Just don't be that person. Be the bigger person. Even if someone comes at you, insulting you, I know it's hard. I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's really hard sometimes. You just want to fight back, but then you're just giving them what they want. They wanted a rise out of you, and they got that rise. So don't give them that. And if you have hurt people in the past, nothing wrong with going back and apologizing. Better late than never. And yeah, just be kind to one another. So that is all I have for this video. If you liked it, like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.